Who's really supplying the system? One of the most common questions that we hear is when the building fire pump is running and we're hooked to the fire department connection with the fire apparatus, which pump is supplying the system? So let's talk through what that looks like. One of the main concepts we want to understand here is what is churn pressure. Churn pressure is an industry term, meaning the pressure that the pump generates when flowing no water. This is the maximum output that this pump will deliver. This is a fixed speed pump. Our environment on the fire apparatus is a variable speed fire pump. If we need more pressure, we simply increase the speed of the pump. In the fixed speed installed fire pumps, as they flow more water, the available pressure drops. We're taking one of each of those pumps, attaching them in parallel to the same water supply and flowing them in an unknown flow condition. It's no wonder that this isn't clearly understood on either side. So let's talk through what that looks like. There are three main conditions you will find. One, if we're supplying the fire department connection below the pressure of the system. Two, we are supplying the fire department connection with a pressure that exceeds what the fire pump in the building can deliver. And then three, everything in between. So let's break that down and describe what that looks like. Situation number one, we're supplying a pressure below the system pressure and the discharge of the fire pump. That would be, for example, 200 pounds in the system. We would be able to see that on the discharge gauge of the fire pump. If we supply the fire department connection with 150 pounds, we're not going to open the check valve because there's 200 pounds on the system. No water will be flowing through the fire department connection, and all of the supply will be generated from the building's fire pump. In scenario number two, we would be supplying more pressure through the fire department connection than the building fire pump can generate. In this situation, where we have 200 PSI on our system, if we supply 300 PSI to the fire department connection check valve, that would open that check valve up, allowing water into the system, and close the building's check valve once we've exceeded that pump's capabilities. So in this scenario, all of the water would be coming through the fire department connection and no water would be flowing through the building's fire pump. That third scenario is anything in between. If we deliver 225, the building pump would deliver 225, and those check valves would find that middle ground to allow flow from both pumps. But the question I would ask is why? The building fire pump is in the best position to supply this system with pressure and water. It's a large impeller, rigid plumbing directly connected to water mains. The discharge side is directly connected to the systems and risers and supplying the building. The fire apparatus pump is connected to the hydrant, flexible hose, fire department connection. It's not in as good of a position. This is a large pump designed to operate right here. If the fire pump is working, just let it work. Certainly want to charge the fire department connection to be in position in case of a catastrophic failure. However, that's why we want someone in here so that we're not surprised if the pump suddenly fails. At the end of the day, if it's working, let it be. But be ready for that emergency situation.